Political exile to Prime Minister in waiting. Tarique Rahman poised to take over as Bangladesh Prime Minister. New political era takes off in Dhaka. We look at some big challenges cut out for him at home and geopolitically. Also, just hours after the resounding win, Rahman's team signals a tough line with the United States. His advisor tells RT India that Dhaka is ready to recalibrate and rework new trade equations with Washington.
If there are some deals, which are not really in favor of Bangladesh, I'm sure we'll try to renegotiate.
And a big nod for Bangladesh's Russia-built Rupur nuclear power plant. Rahman's advisor stresses on keeping up with the country's energy demands. The bigger message is national interest will overrule hold-ups under the previous administration. Hello and welcome. You're watching RT India. I am Osama Shab, live from New Delhi. The high-stakes elections in Bangladesh, that remains our big focus this hour.
Bismillahirrahmanirrahim. I have a plan for the people of my country, for my country.
Well, back in power after 15 years, the Bangladesh Nationalist Party is signaling a fresh start in the country. In an exclusive interview to RT India, Dr. Ziauddin Haider, the advisor to BNP chairman Tarique Rahman, he has indicated his country may renegotiate a new trade deal signed with the United States.
Mohammad Yunus signed that trade deal, the Bangladesh-US trade deal, in a very hush-hush manner, just 48 hours before the elections. Many call it the final act of Yunus' regime, but also pointing out to several loopholes in this deal. How does the BNP, how does Tarique Rahman plan on addressing this deal or taking forward this deal, rather, given the fact that the deal is already signed?
Well, let BNP from the government and this trade issue with the US, it is there for many months now. Under the Donald Trump administration, they have been reviewing their tariff, trade policies with each and every country. Bangladesh government under Professor Yunus have been negotiating hard. And I'm sure we'll build on this and, take the good ones forward. If there are some deals, which are not really in favor of Bangladesh, I'm sure we'll try to renegotiate to make sure, we increase our trade relationship further.
St. Martin's Island of Bangladesh has really been the talk of the town. There's also been a lot of rumors and murmurs about a US military base in that island. Now, since the BNP has the majority, has the numbers, what is the plan forward for that strategic island?
St. Martin is a beautiful part of Bangladesh. And I don't think not just BNP, but any political party or any government, is going to barter a part of the country, with others. So that's kind of, I think, wild guess if anybody make it. So I'm sure we'll do anything and everything to make sure St. Martin becomes even more beautiful, more attractive to domestic as well as, overseas tourists.
Well, in order to discuss the implications of the Dhaka's new trade deal, we have RT India Head of News, Runjhun Sharma, with us here in the studio. Runjhun, Ziauddin Haider, he sounded very confident, especially talking about the Bangladesh trade deal with the United States. Is it this massive mandate that the BNP has got, which is giving him the confidence? Is it that?
He ought to look confident, Noah Sama, given the fact that the BNP has scored 209 seats on its own, and with their alliances, the BNP plus at about 212. And the magic number really there being for Bangladesh, 300 seats we're talking about. We do see that the Jamaat Plus has about 77, but Jamaat alone was able to score about 68 odd seats. Now, this was a sort of an apprehension for many experts that for India, if Jamaat-e-Islami were to come to power, would perhaps not be the ideal scenario, given the fact that they were also concerned about the minorities in Bangladesh, particularly the Hindu minorities we're talking about. And NCP, let's talk about NCP also for a second. 6 seats. NCP is able to get a 6 number on its own, which is well, very interesting, given the fact that these were the July warriors, the revolutionary, so to say, who were behind the ouster of Sheikh Hasina. And clearly the support that they have in the country is next to nothing, I would say. But also it's interesting because Russia now, it also has a lot at stake. And I'm talking about the Rupur nuclear power plant there, Osama, given the fact that now US has had this deal with Bangladesh, which happened obviously just about 48 odd hours before the elections took place. Many were talking about why would Muhammad Yunus really rush in this like super hush-hush manner.
Very secretively done.
For sure, and this is a reason why many experts were also finding some loopholes in the deal with respect to, say, pulses or the GM corn and so on so forth that the US also tried to dump into India. But as far as Russia and the Rupur nuclear power plant is concerned, Dr. Heather there told me that that's a done deal. What's the future of the Russian Rupur nuclear power plant, considering now there's a deal that Bangladesh has signed with the US under Muhammad Yunus? Could things change with that?
Well, Rupur power plant is a done deal. I mean, this project has been there for years. Is almost ready, to generate power. That's what I understood. So I'm sure we'll see, where it stands today and what else is needed to get maximum benefit out of this very expensive mega project. We understand that many deals were not really fair, were not done protecting the country's interest. We'll be looking into it to make sure Rupur, the entire project is, catering country's need in moving forward.
Ranjan, let's also talk about India's relationship with Bangladesh, especially given the fact that it has gone downhill in the last 18 months, especially after the student-led uprising, especially after Muhammad Yunus took power. Prime Minister of India, Narendra Modi, he was among the first people to congratulate Tarique Rahman and the BNP on this victory. Should we be expecting better ties with Bangladesh now, or is it unlikely?
For sure. If you look back in the last few months, that's been a very, very rough time for the New Delhi-Dhaka ties, the bilateral relationship between two countries. But before that, I do want to talk about that also for a second, Osama, because 15 years of the Hasina rule, and even before that, well, Bangladesh was a bright spot, a sweet spot as far as India's diplomacy in the region was considered. In fact, India's often touted Bangladesh as how relationship between two neighbors should really look like. And then you had that ouster, that completely dramatic ouster of the Sheikh Hasina government, of course. And then we saw Muhammad Yunus, the interim head of the government, who signed that hush-hush US-Bangladesh trade deal. But for India, the relationship became very bumpy. There was enough evidence of U.S. meddling into South Asia. Also, the regime, the UNIS regime giving in to U.S. demands. So now, of course, it looks like it is perhaps going to be a smooth road for the two countries. In fact, I'd also asked Dr. Haider about how does the BNP, how does Tarique Rahman plan to deal with minorities, particularly the Hindu minorities who faced a lot of threat in the country. And as far as the BNP and its outlook towards minority is concerned, it looks like the situation for the Hindu minority, for the Christians and Buddhists will improve as well. How does the BNP plan on navigating, doing the balancing act between, say, a US, China, and India?
Broadly saying, we'll be looking into issue as opposed to looking into a country. A country is not a homogeneous body. Like with the US or with China, with India, with other countries, within same country, there are multiple issues. For one issue, perhaps our, deal will be one type, and for another issue, it will be different. So there's an open check for any country. For any deal like this, I think the number one priority for us is to protect Bangladesh's interest. So if we can protect Bangladesh's interest, if it is fully justified, I don't think we are going to, make our relationship with any of our neighbors, any of our friend countries bitter. We prefer uniform foreign policy, that will help us establishing good relationship with most countries.
How does the BNP, how does Tarique Rahman intend to navigate its relationship with neighboring India?
I don't think that's something I can answer. I mean, I'm not the foreign minister. So, but of course, he would like to navigate a very good relationship with all the neighbors, especially India. It's a large neighbor. There are many issues of common interest. There are many issues which have been unresolved. So I think from his side there will be, openness and push to resolve many unresolved issues, to protect Bangladesh's interest, to protect Bangladesh's people's interest, and also to maximize mutual benefits.
Safety of the minorities, it has been a big concern for India, particularly of the Hindu minority. How does BNP intend to solve this situation or sort of safeguard the rights of minorities in the country?
There is a track record for BNP, to protect each and every citizen in the country, because BNP believes in inclusiveness, and everybody lives in this land, doesn't matter whether you are a Hindu, a Muslim, a Buddhist, or Christian, whether you live on the highland or plainland. Every citizen has equal right, to enjoy the benefits of the country, to enjoy the cohesion and a respectful environment. And I'm sure, building on the past experience, BNP will, create or enable this environment further so that each and every citizen, live with happiness.
The former Prime Minister of Bangladesh, Sheikh Hasina, she continues to be in India. Will the BNP want India to return back Hasina to the country? There's an extradition treaty which is in place, but does Tarique Rahman intend to put pressure on New Delhi?
Well, this issue is with the court. I mean, Sheikh Hasina has been tried and, given the maximum punishment. So this is a matter which is being handled by court, and it will be handled by our legal authorities, and they will do based on the rule of the country.
Well, joining us on the broadcast is Maudud Alamgir Pavel. He is the BNP Media Cell convener. I also have Smriti Patnaik. She's a South Asia analyst. She joins us here in the studio. Mr. Pavel, first of all, massive congratulations on securing this decisive mandate. What do you believe the voters were most clearly endorsing?
Well, thank you very much. Actually, you see that this is what the people were expecting to vote, and they have waited for more than a decade and a half for this very day, And they have just expressed their will and their wishes, and this has been portrayed yesterday through the ballots. And I think this is about the culture of the people of our country and the capabilities of our institutions. When the situation is allowed, our election commissions can hold a very credible election, a very participatory one, without any untoward incidences and all these things. So this was an example that when there's a rule of law and people are in a group and all united, one country can produce their best.
So speaking about the relationship with India, it has sort of nosedived in the last 18 months. Under the Sheikh Hasina government, under the Awami League, there was a sense of goodwill with the two countries, ideal relationship with the two countries. Should India now expect continuity with the BNP in power?
Actually, you know that the relationship between India and Bangladesh is historical, but the way it was played during the Sheikh Hasina's regime, it was something different than usually a country exercises between two neighboring countries with dignity and equality. This was compromised, and this is why our people of our countries are traumatized, and they were expecting a relationship which tells about the equality, tells about the right and authority, and also that tells about the priority of our country interest. Unfortunately, those all were missing during the period of Sheikh Hasina, and that's why I'm not sure why the Indian side could not handle the issue in that way. People had a very what should I say, the unusual feeling in the mind that India wants to keep the relationship only with the political party, particularly with the Awami League, ignoring the people of our country. So that was the trauma, and India has to work a lot to just take care of that issue.
Okay, Smriti Patnaik, this entire thing started with the Gen Z movement, the student-led uprising. When we talk about that, after this victory of the BNP, what should the Gen Z expect now after the BNP has now come to power?
I think the Gen Z was mostly represented by the NCP because that was the party which was formed after the uprising in July 2024. However, having said that, I would not say that BNP doesn't have youth voter or youth supporters. They do have. So the expectation is that how the BNP after the election is going to look at some of the issues like unemployment problem and also the issue of this transformation, especially the political reforms, because if you look at the 2024 uprising, there was this discontentment regarding how Hasina had ruled the country at that point of time. So therefore, there is expectation that political reforms will be brought into the constitution so that there is a power transition from one government to the other. And it should not be like one government continue through a kind of election which twice was one-sided, once it was rigged. So they don't want to see the repetition of what they have seen in the past.
What it also led was bring Mohammed Yunus to the fore. What role do you think he is going to play going forward?
I think at present, of course, the power is going to be transferred to the elected government in Bangladesh, which has just got elected, I think around 216 seats the BNP has received, though Awami League was banned to participate in this particular election. So, there is some speculation that the BNP probably would get, Professor Yunus as the president. But then again, these are the speculations we really do not know. But
I mean, this is something that Mr. Alamgir Pavel can
Yeah,
clarify. right now.
yeah.
Mr. Pavel, speaking about Mohammad Yunus, could he still influence the economic policy even though he is not formally in power anymore?
The economic policy that the interim government has adopted actually, it is. I just sorry to say that it was not really targeted to any particular ideology or the particular policy. But from our side, what we feel that our country needs this economic issue to be addressed in a very careful way. We know that we had very big issues like lack of the investment from the foreign sides. Also, the unemployment issue has become a very serious issues here in our country. And so also that the small entrepreneurs in our country were in a situation of the security issue was there, the investment, how far they are secure after the investment is there. So these are all of the issues that has to be addressed by the new government, and we are very aware of all these issues. And we know that a lot of expectation has been produced in our people's mind that they were deprived of many of these essentials for over years. And we are very careful, and we know that the challenges are very enormous, and one cannot change everything overnight. So we just want to run very steadily and surely, and we know all these issues and all these challenges. And we also know how to tackle all these problems,
So speaking about the minorities in Bangladesh, and particularly the Bangladeshi Hindus, what concrete steps will the BNP take to ensure their safety and confidence, most importantly, under the new government? Because there has been a sense of lack of confidence in the previous regime.
Yes, this is the wrong story, The way it was portrayed by the Awami League and also after that 5th of August 2024, that the minorities at stake, their rights and everything is questioned. But the story is different. You see, from the very inception of this country, our founding president of our party, Mr. Tarique Rahman, he was of an ideological identity of our country, that he believed in the word Bangladeshi is the identity of the nationality. So also our chairman also wants to say in the same way. He said that you could be belonging to any different ethnic group, but your identity should be Bangladeshi. And we are serious about that. We're serious, we are committed that every people of our country will be treated as that he's a citizen of our country, not the religion or the caste he belongs to. So this is the strongest commitment from our side. You see that even this election was supported enormously with all sections of the people, all sections of our country, irrespective of our the religion sections, And we have a good number of the nominees from for this election, for the candidate of the member of the parliament. And we actually do not go for any discrimination in terms of the religion. This is our very clear position, Okay. Our party is a very secular one. Our party has got a strong belief that we just want to address and respect someone's right as a human being, not judging him at the point of the religion.
So Sheikh Hasina's extradition, that has been one of the sticking points between the two nations. The BNP has now also asked for her extradition. What do you expect out of this conversation, if at all it happens between Bangladesh and India now?
Well, it is a very tricky question, The whole matter is sub judice, and Sheikh Hasina has to face many trials in coming days. And we have also committed to our people that we just want to get this going. And the trial issue is a very sensitive one. You see that over the last 17 years, millions of people were tortured in different ways. There were extradition issues, there was the killing, there was the extrajudicial killings and everything, and people was deprived of their rights. And these all were orchestrated by a single party and party leader, Sheikh Hasina. And no way BNP can just differ from the expectation of the people. And we just have committed to our people that we just want to get this trial issues going.
Mr. Pavel, what exactly is the BNP going to ask the Indian government with respect to Sheikh Hasina's extradition?
Actually, not only saying about the Sheikh Hasina, there are other allies of the Awami League regimes. They are having a heavenly existence in India. Actually, you see, these people went there without any legal authority. They went without passport and without the legal immigration checkpost, So how can India allow them to stay in the country for a longer time and allow them to talk and allow them to give their messages and the voices to and the directives to our people? So that's a big issue from our side, and we want that India should take this very seriously, and they should start believing our people that they don't, anybody in their country that's staying there unlawfully is not beyond the authority of the legal people, and so they must prove they're doing something just to satisfy our people in Bangladesh, that they are not just doing it any partiality to any particular people.
Okay. Smriti Patnaik, talking about Tarique Rahman, he is going to be the next Prime Minister. He's being touted as the next Prime Minister of the country. What do you think are his biggest immediate challenges at home?
I would say that...
is it the economy? Is it the law and order? Or do you think it is just political stability at this particular point of time?
I think it is political stability and also to some extent law and order, because the army has been in magisterial duty for quite some time. And after the fall of the previous government, Hasina's government, the police force was attacked. So they are slowly getting back. So law and order will remain a challenge. But also at the same time, the economy, there are some agreement which just recently signed with the United States, and there are many questions which are being asked about that particular agreement which has been signed, whether Bangladesh is in a position to import, yarn, cotton yarn from US. There is also this selling of some of the aircraft, and also there are quite a few in the list. So that will be a challenge, how he's going to navigate, and also at the same time navigating the complex geopolitical situation, like India has certain expectations, so is also Pakistan is there, China is there, the United States is there, and the relationship between all these four countries is going to impinge on how Bangladesh actually deals in its foreign policy towards all these four countries. So expectation is huge from Tarique Rahman. So I think he will carry that burden of expectations. So how he deals with that, that will remain to be seen.
You brought up the US trade deal. Let me ask Mr. Pavel this. Does the BNP see it as beneficial in its current form, sir, the trade deal, or will Tarique Rahman seek to renegotiate certain, certain portions of it, certain terms?
About what treaty you are saying about?
So I was asking you about the US trade deal that the interim leader, Mr. Yunus, has signed. We were speaking to one of the advisors of your party. He said that there is a possibility that we will rework and renegotiate with the United States. What does the BNP see? Does it see it beneficial in its current form, or do you expect to rework that with the United States, sir?
Okay, you see, every country has got the very usual way or the regular practice of just signing the treaties and dealing the commercial and the economic issues between the countries. So we just want to take in this way that there's definitely the question mark. What is the question is about the urgency of signing some treaty just 48 hours before the election day, So this is a question that that has to be resolved first. That what is the urgency of signing that one? That is the one thing that we want to go into. And about the terms and conditions that was between the countries that the treaty says about. So definitely we're going to re-examine the whole issues, and you just make it very confidently. We can say one thing, that Bangladesh first is our policy, and we'll definitely try to uphold that identity in all respect. The treaty with any country, not only saying for the United States. That is for any country that we just want to uphold the policy of keeping Bangladesh first is our only consideration. If that treaty says that it is good for Bangladesh, and definitely it is going to be all right, but the things should be examined in that way.
All right, Mr. Maudud Alamgir Pavil and Smriti Patnaik, thank you very much for speaking with RT India and sharing your thoughts.
Thank you.
Well, that is all we have in this edition. We'll be back in just a short while.